beyond its symbolic and ritualistic uses. Sound, particularly in the form of controlled sonic frequencies, has gained attention in clinical and experimental settings for its potential to alleviate symptoms of psychosis and other altered states of consciousness. What was once the domain of mystics and shamans is now being explored by neuroscientists and therapists, revealing a fascinating convergence between ancient wisdom and modern science. Understanding psychosis. Fragmentation of perception. Psychosis is often described as a rupture in the fabric of reality. Individuals may experience hallucinations, delusions, disorganized thought, and a profound sense of unreality. Traditionally, treatment has relied on antipsychotic medications and cognitive behavioral therapies. While these approaches have helped many, they often come with side effects and limitations, prompting researchers to explore complementary modalities. At its core, psychosis involves a breakdown in the brain's ability to predict and interpret sensory input. According to predictive processing theory, the brain constructs reality by constantly comparing incoming data with internal models. When this system falters due to trauma, neurochemical imbalance, or genetic predisposition, perception becomes unstable. The world may feel unfamiliar, threatening, or surreal. This is where sound enters the picture, not as a passive experience, but as an active intervention. Clinical studies and emerging therapies. In a 2022 pilot study conducted at the University of Helsinki, researchers explored the effects of low-frequency sound therapy on individuals experiencing auditory hallucinations. Participants were exposed to sustained harmonic tones between 40 to 70 Hz in a controlled environment. We observed a measurable reduction in distress associated with hallucinations, reported lead researcher Dr. Elina Tanon. The tones seemed to create a stabilizing effect, allowing participants to reorient their attention and reduce cognitive fragmentation. The study built on earlier research suggesting that low-frequency vibrations can entrain brainwave activity, promoting states of calm and coherence. These findings align with the use of sound in trauma therapy, where rhythmic auditory input helps regulate the nervous system. Other studies have investigated the use of binaural beats, two slightly different frequencies played in each ear, creating a perceived third tone. Preliminary findings suggest that certain beat patterns may reduce anxiety, improve sleep, and enhance focus in individuals with schizophrenia spectrum disorders. While not a replacement for medication, these sonic interventions offer a non-invasive, low-risk complement to traditional care. Sound and predictive processing. Predictive processing theory offers a compelling framework for understanding why sound might help alleviate psychosis. When the brain is overwhelmed by conflicting sensory data, rhythmic or harmonic sound can act as a stabilizing anchor. It provides a predictable, coherent input that helps recalibrate internal models. Dr. Lena Vos, a cognitive neuroscientist at the University of Amsterdam, explains, Sound is one of the most primal sensory inputs. Rhythmic or tonal patterns can entrain brainwaves, influencing emotional states, memory recall, and even spatial awareness. In altered states of consciousness, sound may help the brain construct a coherent narrative during moments of existential disorientation. This may explain why sound is used in meditation, hypnosis, and trauma recovery. It's not just about relaxation, it's about restoring coherence to a fragmented perceptual field. A mythic parallel, bells and the fragmented psyche. These findings echo the mythic function of death bells. To stabilize perception, guide consciousness, and ward off psychic disturbance. In folklore, the bell's tone is not merely symbolic, it is a tool for restoring order to a disordered mind. Sound therapist and psychonaut researcher Julian Reyes notes, in many traditions, sound is used to call back the soul or restore coherence to a fragmented psyche. What we re-seeing in clinical settings may be a scientific articulation of what shamans and mystics have practiced for centuries. In shamanic cultures, sound is used to navigate altered states, retrieve lost soul fragments, and communicate with spirit realms. The drumbeat, the chant, the bellow serve as sonic maps through the terrain of consciousness. The parallels between ancient ritual and modern therapy are striking. Cross-cultural sound healing traditions across cultures. Sound has long been used to treat mental and spiritual disturbances. Tibetan Buddhism employs singing bowls and bells to guide consciousness through the bardo, the intermediate state between death and rebirth. Each tone corresponds to a specific mental or spiritual state. West African traditions use iron bells in Agungan ceremonies to summon ancestral spirits and restore balance to the living. Amazonian shamans use Icaro-sacred songs to navigate ayahuasca journeys and heal psychological wounds. Islamic Sufi practices incorporate rhythmic chanting dhikr to induce trance states and purify the heart. These practices are not merely symbolic. They are experiential technologies designed to modulate consciousness. The fact that modern neuroscience is beginning to validate their effects suggests a deeper resonance between myth and mechanism. Sonic rituals in the digital age. In recent years, sonic interventions have found new life in digital spaces. TikTok users post videos experimenting with tuning forks, bell apps, and sound baths, claiming certain frequencies induce lucid dreams, astral travel, or protection from energetic parasites. One viral video shows a user striking a G-note bell while reciting a protection mantra. The comments are filled with anecdotes. I did this before bed and had the clearest dream of my grandmother. I felt something leave my room when I played this tone. While skeptics dismiss these as placebo effects or confirmation bias, others argue that belief itself is a kind of magic. The ritualized use of sound even in digital form may tap into deep psychological and symbolic structures. Apps like Brain, FM, and Endel now offer AI-generated soundscapes designed to enhance focus, reduce anxiety, and promote sleep. These platforms use principles of auditory neuroscience to create personalized sonic environments, essentially turning your phone into a therapeutic sound chamber. Caution and complexity. While promising, sonic therapies are not without controversy. Critics warn against overgeneralizing results or promoting sound as a cure. Psychosis is a complex condition with diverse causes, and sound interventions must be carefully tailored and ethically applied. There is also debate within the sound healing community about the ethics of assigning metaphysical properties to specific notes. Without empirical validation, these associations risk becoming dogma. Psychologist Dr. Amina Patel cautions, "We must be careful not to romanticize sound as a panacea. While it can be a powerful tool, it must be integrated into a broader therapeutic framework. Otherwise, we risk reinforcing magical thinking or bypassing deeper psychological work." Still, the convergence of myth, neuroscience, and therapeutic sound suggests a deeper truth, that resonance, whether through a bell, a bowl, or a frequency generator, may help us navigate the fragile boundaries of mind and reality. Sound as portal. Philosophical reflections. Why does sound affect us so deeply? Philosopher and musicologist Dr. Tamush Zelensky suggests that sound occupies a unique space in human perception. Sound is neither object nor image. It is pure resonance, placeless. When we hear a bell or a chant, we are momentarily suspended between worlds. It's no wonder sound has been used to mark births, deaths, and spiritual transitions. In this view, sound is not just a sensory input, it is a metaphysical bridge. It connects the inner and outer worlds, the conscious and unconscious, the self and the other. This may explain why sound rituals feel so potent during moments of crisis, transformation, or transcendence. Conclusion: resonance as remedy, whether viewed through the lens of neuroscience, folklore, or digital mysticism, sonic interventions offer a compelling avenue for exploring and alleviating psychosis. They remind us that healing is not only chemical or cognitive, it is also vibrational. In a world increasingly saturated with noise, the intentional use of sound, whether through ancient bells or modern apps, may help restore coherence to minds in chaos. The mythic toll of the death bell, once dismissed as superstition, now echoes in therapy rooms, sound baths, and digital rituals. As we continue to explore the architecture of consciousness, perhaps the most profound interventions will come not from silence, but from the right kind of sound.